And today I've got Kerry Ludlow. Thank you for coming. And Kerry is a counsellor and family therapist.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Thank you. And I've asked Kerry along because I'd really like to know more for you guys. The question you asked in some of our other series of videos is what to do about sibling rivalry. Kerry, can you help us out?
Yes. There's a few different tips that we can do to manage the sibling rivalry.
Fantastic.
So I work with families that do have this happen, and
And so do I.
and so it's really important. So for a couple of things, we can allow our older child to look after the younger ones. So it doesn't mean leaving them at home and going out for the day.
Oh,
or
right,
anything.
exactly.
It means maybe getting their breakfast prepared, or
So giving them responsibility, a role.
It might be helping change, nappies from a young age and things like that.
Okay.
Or getting some toys out or playing with
Okay.
the little ones.
So that gives them a sense of connectivity and responsibility.
Yeah, and also a
Okay.
bit of ownership in
Oh,
the family.
right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so you can do that.
Yep.
You can don't compare your children in front of each other.
That's a
or
good one.
in front of themselves. Don't say, your sister's smart and you're not, or whatever.
Wow, that's a huge one.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. I certainly had that growing up in my household, where
Wow.
I was quite gifted as a student, and my brothers would get that at
Oh,
school
wow.
with teachers.
Gee.
Which was really hard.
Exactly.
And so, it might be, you're not sporty like your brother, or you're not as smart as your brother, or anything.
Because they're really
like that.
forming their personality, according to some theorists, 3 to 7
Absolutely.
years.
Yeah.
And how terrible to feel that you're inadequate or you're not good enough in some way. So that would be terrible. So don't compare openly to each other. What else would you recommend for sibling rivalry tips to avoid this?
Yeah. So also stay out of your children's arguments.
Ah, that would be a great one. Yeah, exactly.
Especially from about 7 upwards.
Okay, that sounds good.
If it's getting violent, of course you're going to have to intervene. But
Yep.
if they're bickering and all of that kind of thing, it's better to
Stay out of it.
to
Fantastic.
stay out of it and let them deal with it. And
Yeah.
it's not unlike, little baby animals that fight and
Oh,
carry on.
yes.
You know how you'll get little lions and they're jumping on each
Yeah.
other and annoying each other.
So what you're saying is it's very normal, the fighting, and so to really stay back out of that, and I guess let them learn some conflict management alone, and then should we step in and really give them some tips maybe on conflict management? Maybe a lot of parents out there that may need some help.
Yes.
That's what I'm always showing couples when they come to me for couple therapy, is how to argue well, but helping the children learn how to communicate well and argue well with each other, because it is very normal, which is a great thing to hear.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's part of development. And I think it happens in families, I believe, naturally, so that we can go out and conquer the world and
That's
know
so
how
true.
to deal with that.
Yeah. But what we want to avoid is the bullying.
Yes.
So that's where, I mean, if there is something terrible, hideously wrong happening, of course, see a family therapist, a counsellor or a psychologist that can help you out through that.
And if there is bullying at school, definitely
Yeah.
go to the school counsellor.
Yeah.
Because they're on site and
That's
can
right.
actually
Yeah.
intervene and
Yeah.
work with the teachers to get that happening.
That's right, because it can be devastating. I've seen the
Oh.
results in adults
Absolutely.
years later.
I certainly
sure.
was bullied at school, and it really changed the course of my life for a
Wow,
few years. So,
exactly.
I think that it's really important to keep your children safe. But if it is that bickering and he's doing this and he's annoying me and all that stuff, they need to work that out themselves.
That's right. So keep out of the arguments. Don't compare them in front of each other.
Yes.
Certainly, they may need help with learning how to manage that conflict with each other. This is a learning tool that they're going through. And what they learn, hopefully it's not scarring, and that's what we want to avoid.
Yes.
And I guess really, I mean, if they're having there should be some things in the family, I'm assuming there would be a zero tolerance for.
Yes, so definitely violence.
Yeah.
Not acceptable at all. And,
yeah, that makes sense.
they need to actually be put into timeout, or everyone might need timeout.
Exactly, yeah.
Just to calm down, because the emotional flooding of that 100 beats a minute of the heart causes that emotional flooding, which is it actually I'm getting confused. It actually impairs your hearing and your vision.
Isn't that amazing? That's the fight and flight. Once that happens, the adrenaline.
It activates it. And
wow,
it
isn't that amazing?
Minutes. Yeah.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because, all the blood's going to all the organs that are needed for the punching and for running and
run away from the bear.
So that makes sense. So there's real illogical thinking at that moment.
Yes.
So, there's many things we can do at parents. So I think creating an energy in the household of peace. Peace and joy is my top priority in life.
Yes.
And I try and always make sure that whatever I'm doing in life, that it works around that format of peace and joy.
Yes.
It's
a good idea.
It's just so important. Like it's last night we stopped filming because I had to feed the husband.
Yeah, that's right.
Wanted a peaceful house. It's so true.
Yeah.
So, but having peace and joy foremost important is really good too, because that energy is much more beneficial for low conflict households.
Yeah.
When there's fighting at the top, mum and dad, and there's stress, and mum's not coping, and she's angry, and dad's not coping, and then they're kicking the dog. I mean, that's not good for the household.
Or, saying to the children, triangulating the children and saying, tell your dad this or that. And
that's another thing, the triangulation, exactly.
Yeah,
that's a very bad thing, isn't it?
So,
and explain what that is. So that's basically a triangle.
Yeah, so it's like a triangle. So you might have mum, dad, and a child involved, and the mum or dad might go to the child and offload how they're feeling about the other parent.
Yeah,
and it's so important to realise that that is not productive for anybody.
Yeah, it's really sad.
It's actually used as a short-term measure to de-escalate how you're feeling. But it's in the long term, it's very destructive because the child's not able to cope with that.
That's right. They're not. No, exactly.
And so, it's really important to not do that.
Yeah. So what we should do next is a video on how to parent poorly. After this one on sibling rivalry, because there's just so many things that us parents can do that are really terrible for the children's development and for the family. So sibling rivalry, we've got so many wonderful things here. Anything else?
Yeah, so another thing is that we can praise our children when they're solving arguments peacefully.
Fantastic. That's a great idea, because that's how they function. That's how they learn, is reinforcement of behaviour.
Yes.
So if you're praising when they're being great at resolving arguments, you're going in that direction, and they're getting that great attention, which is what they need.
Yeah, and also it helps them be a peaceful adult and take that into their
that's fantastic, because that's what we're making, of course.
Yeah.
Teenagers and then adults.
Yeah. Think about that 21-year-old, even when they're 7, and think, wow, what are they going to be like in those hard times when you're going through that, thinking,
exactly.
Oh my gosh, am I ever going to get through this?
Yep.
Because it's a long process, but then all of a sudden it really just goes.
And you know this because you've got 5 kids, not just being a family therapist.
No.
Which is, you've got the experience, and you go to work and you help people through this, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So any other tips on reducing sibling rivalry?
Yeah, so I also don't like to punish one child in front of another.
Perfect. Yes, I like that one.
And, if it's in a moment where you might be in a shopping centre or something, you might have to do that.
Yeah.
But if you're at home, to take them somewhere else, and so that
do
the
it
other
privately.
children, so the other children don't tease them later on.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. And also we need to set aside an area for each child to have ownership over.
Beautiful. Love it. Yeah.
So their special toys or their special things are off base for everyone else. They're not allowed to touch those.
That's great. So you're fostering that independence, that little space for that beautiful human being.
Yeah, and allowing them to be them in that space
Yeah.
is really important.
It's hugely important, isn't it? Yeah.
It is. Everyone needs their own little space, don't they, to be able to retreat to?
That's right. And we need to be accepted and validated for who we are. And that's what children need. The autonomy is just so huge. So it's not the hobbies that we want, it's the hobbies they want, as long as they're safe.
Yes.
It's just really encouraging them in their pursuits and the things that they're interested in, and really believing in them and giving them that beautiful time. So time is just such a huge thing too.
It is. Absolutely. So when mine were growing up, I'd occasionally take them out on a date.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Go and get an ice cream sundae or something and share it.
Yeah.
So, that was their time that they looked forward to.
That's beautiful. I'm still having date nights with my beautiful 15-year-old. So, but his choice of movies, I don't know.
It's a bit scary.
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
Does he like the horror movies?
Yeah, it's just, it's funny.
Yeah.
But, so I think we've got a lot of solutions there for parents that are struggling. If you need more help, seek professional help. Go to a family therapist, a counsellor or a psychologist. And next we're talking about how to parent poorly.
Yes.
Which is a sad one. I get really upset. We're just going to be talking exclusively on how to be a bad parent. And hopefully you can't identify. But anyhow, today, right now, is about sibling rivalry. And thank you so much, Kerry Ludlow, for coming on the show.
Thank you. See you later.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.